for those stars, yeah.
It's a lot more wrestling stuff now than it ever was, but I mean, in the last year or two, like Adam Sandler and Sylvester Stallone and Jennifer Aniston and Ed Norton, like it's been a lot of fun.
Cool.
And the thing about it, kind of like what you're talking about, is like everybody has something you can learn from. You can pick the brains of these people who have been there and done it and been super successful. And then I can selfishly borrow a little bit of that life my own life.
It is a new year, and we're all about setting goals and actually hitting them. And what you fuel your body with really matters, which is why I want to talk about today's.
One thing people were afraid to show was that how they got to that position in the first place. You don't start off looking like, you know, you're made out of chisel out of marble. You don't, like in the wrestling business, you don't just come out and you're the best wrestler ever. Because everyone has a journey to go. Everyone has to overcome physical obstacles, mental obstacles, you know, trying to like weigh up, is this worth it, I'm gonna make it. And I think that's really important to tell that story. That's why the biggest thing for me in the workouts was I never wanted to go in there and like, look at me out like bench somebody or lift or look great all the time. Like, no, I think the beauty in the channel is the fact that I struggle doing my those workouts. So it kind of gives that shows a short time looking at for it. He has a chip in the show to show people how good he is, and he is one of the in the ring. He is one of the best. There's not many people to touch him. So I was going through a phase after being world champion with Roman, and then I kind of did the League of Nations thing, which kind of self-imploded, and then we went on to just trying to do the best of seven stuff. And we've already wrestled through it twice. So people,
When you're WWE champion pretty quick.
raw talent, looked different than anybody else. There was nothing finesse about me. You know, there hadn't really been somebody to come into WWE. They've tried it a couple of times. I think they tried it with Vladimir Kozlov, Pali. There was a couple of like talent that looked different. Obviously, he was a giant, you know. And then you know, Kozlov was this Russian mauler. But then I came in, with red hair, just raw, no tights, no logos, nothing, just so raw, pasty skin, mad hair, you know, and I was aggressive. And that was true when I was in FCW with Dr. Tom. He had me watching tapes of Stan Hansen, a couple of guys as well. Stan was really the guy, and I watched them and I studied them because this is who you are. This is who I see that you are. Dr. Tom Pritchard was one of the biggest influences, you know, in my development part of my career. And I said, look, everything was awesome. And I just being that guy, and everything I did was just to fuck you up. You know, to just destroy you. There's nothing there, no showboating really, nothing like that. Just when people saw me, they just didn't know how to react. And then I took down Cena, and then people were just like, you know. But I think that definitely helped a lot. And you know, I was open to work, and you know, I wasn't the best. I always said I was the best worker at the time, but I was learning all the time. I was like a sponge, and I wanted to learn, and I wanted to get better. Because I seen so many people come in with flashing pans and go. So I've been a fan of WWE since '87, '88, and just you know, as a fan. Like, I remember watching it as a kid. Like you'd see all these talent come in and they disappear, but I didn't read the big sheets or anything. It wouldn't be there, and then see them come back and you remember them, or you'd see, you know, I just love the heels, man. Just love the bad guys. It's just, there's so much, I think that's so much more fun. Just so much more creative control on themselves, and you care, right? Yeah. So if you don't care, then when a baby face thing, it's like, it's like, sometimes there's some baby faces, they're always like worried. The energy's going on the crowd to keep them involved, to keep them emotionally invested.
When you can't win over everybody, so if you're a baby face and some people are booing you, you're like, oh, what am I doing? And you're a heel and people start cheering and you're like, I don't care.
Yeah, you do it. Especially, and that would bother me. Like, so the 2012 one, when I wrestled Brian and he did a match at Mania 29, was it? Or 28. 28 Miami. It was just, that was, after that, I felt I was pushed. I felt like I was swimming into the tide. Do you know what I mean? It just felt like after that, it just people with it started trying against me just a matter of time, and that's basically when I went out there and physically kept myself beat up, trying. I was working the hardest I ever had, but I was still trying to get that sympathy from the crowd, getting the crap kicked out of me, you know, just to try and tell those stories. But yeah, that's the first time I was like, man, that's when you think, oh shit, I'm not losing them.
There's not too many people that win the WWF, the WWE Championship as their first title.
No,
And was there talk about you winning the United States title first?
no, I was nothing. I just the Randy Cena thing that just done its rounds. They wrestled about 100 times, and then me and Kofi got picked. Kofi got to go with Randy, and I went with John. We had a couple of matches on a European tour. Definitely had one in Wales, or mine had it in was where it actually wrestled. They're all-star wrestling before the WWE, and I guess that was a test. I think, to be honest with you, I don't know for sure, but there was talk that there was a troll between me or Swagger to win the job. Obviously, Jack was Hager was obviously fresh in top as well. And that whole initiative, you look back at the Survivor Series, which we're touching on next Saturday. You look at that, like it was Miz, me, and like my honeymoon, which we got married just over 2 years ago. We just had the honeymoon this week, so we just literally went back to Jersey, switched every bags, Jersey to.
So I'm right after the honeymoon there.
Right after, 2 years after we got married first. So
Whose idea was it early on to make your tastiness part of your character?
actually, good friend of mine, Ray, the same guy helped me with the challenge. He's like a big Pandora's box of ideas. So I was doing the opposite, man. I was using fake tanner. And I shaved my head, and I was just trying to look like everybody else, not knowing that what I had, my look was so unique that it was something I should have leaned into. So he was one who was like, "What are you doing, man? You got look like the most Irish fellow on the planet. Like, and then you're trying to look like everybody else." So he was the one that kind of like just snaps. So there's a picture where Drew's like this, where I took off my boots and everything, so I was in my socks. I was crazy because I had this. I don't know what it was. Maybe just me being like still fresh into the business, but also a huge wrestling fan. I remember there was a photo of like Diesel and Brett. You know what I mean? And I think it was like maybe in Survivor Series too, but like we just told that David and Goliath story.
Yeah.
And I had the same idea in my head. So there's a picture going around me and Drew where I'm like kind of crouching down because I wanted to make Drew look as big as possible and as formidable, because everyone else in Irish with wrestling, they're all like little lads. You know what I mean? They weren't really taking it seriously. They just wanted to do it for the crack. I knew once I started, I mean, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
But there wasn't really a path, right? There's not a lot of other people you can look to go, they've been there, they're from around where I'm from, I can follow those footsteps.
So we went to New Japan. So he obviously went to check out before he came over. But for me, it really wasn't, and that's probably where I really always wanted to go. So they had a couple of live events. The only person really who had gone over there, like obviously Regal, but Ken Regal and Dave Taylor, kind of friends overall. We did a couple of live events, dark matches, or we went to a couple of tryouts before some of the shows.
What were you doing before wrestling? Like, is it true that you were a bodyguard for Bono?
No. I worked at a nightclub called Ladies Bordello. It was like one of the top nightclubs. All the stars would go in there, and Bono would go in there all the time. And Dougie was a friend of his. So I just one task to make sure that nobody, wrecked his head.
So he's in his own little VIP area, and you're
No, they're in the main VIP area. There's two areas. Very, very famous nightclub back in the day. It's like you had this woman called Valerie Rowe on the door. She'd bet everybody going in, and then you'd have like the members. You have the main club, which was really, really small. You have a members bar where you buy a membership, right? Where you get Friday, and then you'd have the library upstairs. Where it was like you'll have like play piano and be someone serving. So Bono would just go in to the members bar, and I just one of the guys just be like make sure that he gets head wrecked. But I worked in IT as well. I double, triple job. I worked at Symantec, and then I worked in the Hartford Life, which is a company out here, but I worked in IT. And then after that, I working in nightclub doors, working was a few quid in the hands, and something that would help me, pay for trips over to the UK to work in the Indies. It was actually Dick Dimley. I was talking to him. I did a couple of tryouts in Dublin before the show started, before the live event started, and then when they were on tour, and then I went from there over to. He's one who recommended All Star Wrestling, so I called up Brian Dixon. Told Brian that Dick Dimley recommended me, and I went over to All Star.
The amount of time you've spent now in the U.S., do you feel like you've lost a bit of your accent?
Not really. It comes back when I go home. When I'm talking to you lads, you know what I mean. It definitely gets watered down a bit because the first year was tough because nobody understood a word I was saying. Like Drew, people still don't know what Drew was saying half the time.
Drew said he had to get lessons.
He still has to get lessons. I can't even understand. Scots are weird, man. They do everything backwards. Yeah, I really shit in this parade the first time he won the IC title on TLC, was it? And then about an hour later I beat John for the world title. So no one remembers him winning the IC title at all. It's true. Sorry, Drew.
I feel like it's just a matter of time before you become Intercontinental champion.
You say that, right? But it's like the IC Cup. I feel I just got so much passion for this job. I love it. Don't get me wrong, there's days when you kind of like wake up in the morning and you ask yourself, what am I doing? Especially when you're waking up when you're, just only took about 10 years for you to realize, hey, hang on a second, there's a bit of a
The common denominator.
about Seamus and all that. But no, I love it, mate. Beats the power on. I want to see them show a side of them that's never been seen before, and they've never seen themselves before. So that brings them, because the two individuals hate each other. I take pride in that. Like, you better step up and just step off. That's the way it is for me. And I love it. And they know that. And do I get the crap knocked out of me as well because I have that style? Absolutely. This time last year, I was sitting on the sidelines in the back of what I thought could have been career-ending wrecking, where people don't realize I went through a lot of
Was it a certain match that happened, or was it just
over time? I took one big bump in the last one before I went away. My last match, I just took an awkward fall and my left shoulder. So I came back, and the first thing I did was take the hardest post on my shot. Blair was in the back going, "I was going to believe you're the lunatic, Seamus. What are you doing? You just hit 100 mile an hour." I said, "Yeah,